So one thing on that, just real quick. So it does. Castle doctrine varies by state.
Right.
Um, the differences by state is how they entered the house. Some states, it's if someone enters your house, basically at that point they're considered a threat, and you're if you feel threatened, you can assume they're a threat and you can shoot them. In other states, it's they have to enter the house via violent means. So they have to break a door, kick a door in, something of that nature, break a window, um,
So
or
my,
they
my
have to be in the act of a felony. So they have to be basically, if they're breaking in to steal the milk out of your fridge, that wouldn't be a
right.
felony. So if someone broke into your house and they're like, "Oh, well, I wasn't actually doing anything. I was just like stealing their milk," it could be argued, then that person would be tried.
I don't agree with that because like if say I leave the door unlocked and they just push it open, that's not breaking and entering. That's just entering unlawfully. But I feel like if you enter anybody's house without permission, like I mean, I'm not saying you deserve to get shot. I'm not saying anybody deserves to get shot just for entering a house, but that's a risk you take, especially in the South. Like, I mean, like that's the
Every
Everyone
reason
lives
shot
why.
is
there.
south.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
true. I mean, that's why you see if fire and police do a wellness check, they scream that they are fire and police for like 5 minutes beforehand before going in.
Which and
Because
you can tell when someone's meaning to do, or you can tell at any point that you feel harmed, because my first apartment I ever had, I actually worked on the property that I lived, so I knew
okay,
everyone on property. And I mean, I had friends that I would play soccer with in the basketball area. We'd play futsal, and I mean, I would keep my door unlocked at times, and sometimes they would just come in and like open up the door, "Hey, you ready to play?" or something like that, or they'd come in and hang out. And I've had it where someone unknowingly entered my apartment thinking it was someone else's. They made it probably 5, 6 steps into the house, and I'm sitting there in my living room, and at no
right.
point did I perceive a threat. I knew they were in my house without my permission, but at no point did I perceive a threat. Um, so I think that if a person says that they felt, fear for their life, that odds are they do, because at least for a reasonable person, it's easy to tell if someone's meaning to do you harm or not.
Right.
What you got,
If,
Jacob?
if, if I say hello, who is it, and nobody answers, I'm assuming you mean me ill intent.
Yeah, you don't want me to know you're here,
Exactly.
and you're not leaving. So,
So my honest opinion of Castle Doctrine is I don't think it should be used. And I think it should be used in the event that you feel that your life and your family's life is threatened.
Right.
I think that's when you should be able to use it. When it should be applicable, because then everybody would be trying to find an excuse to shoot someone.
mhm.
Am I? And I don't know. It's also hard because you also like you worked hard for all the everything in there, like in your house. Um, but at the same time, if you value things more than someone's life, then there's something wrong with that too. So I don't know. That's another gray area.
It's like that joke. It's a meme I've seen on Facebook like 3 times in the past couple of months. It was like, oh, so if you're saying that if someone breaks into your house, you value your things more than them, and it's like, no, I'm saying that they value my things more
More
than
than
their
their
life.
life.
Like,
Yeah, I've seen that.
What was the one that was like, so you're telling me you value your things more than their life? And it's like, anyways, I started banging. I
Oh
started
yeah.
shooting.
anyways, I started blasting.
Yeah,
I
anyways, I
started
started
blasting.
blasting. Yeah. So what do you think that any of those laws should be on the books? Do you think that, for example, the states that say they have to enter in a violent manner, do you think that should be a
No.
requirement? Do you think them being in the act of a felony should be a requirement?
It's one of those gray areas because you can't say
Yeah.
no because I'm sure there's legal precedent for why they worded it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the same way for why the King's Your Castle from an outside intruder, because that way you can't just have like a husband who murders his wife because he said, oh, she was threatening me, and King's Your Castle, so I'm good. It's like no, there's a set of steps to this to determine that, because I feel like if you didn't have the wording the way they were, you would have way more instances of it being used maliciously.
Mm-hmm.
But I could also be wrong. So
Yeah.
that's my take on it.
Which I don't know, Andrew, if you have chat up, but I can tell you what Tinkerbell said here. It's my house. You have no reason to come in my house if you don't know me and I don't know you. In my opinion,
Right.
it's a threat if you come in without invitation. If I'm a single woman, I'm not going to stop and ask why you're here.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's a good point.
I was taking
There's
some.
just there's like the castle doctrine and stand your ground are the bread and butter of conversation because there's so much gray area.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see like perceiving someone that enter your house, like if it was violent or not. I can see that being perceived as a threat because, like, especially if that person's there to do harm, like, yeah, that's 100% a threat. And if that person's there to just steal things but didn't realize someone was home, they could easily, like, they just broke into a house, like, they're most likely to get violent. So I can see that, yeah.
Because
it's gonna be a threat no matter what.
Because you get those people where you say, "What are you doing here?" Or, I mean, I just saw a video. This is a while ago, actually. Not just saw a video, but there's a video of these three guys who break into this dude's house. You hear yelling. They're still in that. Like it's all on a Ring doorbell, so it doesn't show what happened inside the house. You see them kick the door in. They run in. You hear yelling. You hear, I think they shot 3 or 4 gunshots. You hear 3 or 4 gunshots from the homeowner. They all run out. So
I remember seeing that.
Prior to the yelling, they did not exit. As soon as the gunshot started, they exited. So.
Okay, yeah.
I
those are the funny ones.
Most people who are breaking and entering are expecting people to not be home.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are people who go in there with whatever happens. I mean, but but I feel like most people are doing that to just snatch stuff and run, and that's it. So I feel like most of them are not planning like, all right, this might be a B&A, this might be a triple murder. Who knows?
Yeah, because I mean, I think that, and again, not necessarily for all. This is speaking for everyone or to everyone. I think that I agree with Tinkerbell. If they're in your house and they don't belong, you 100% have a legal right because anything can turn violent super fast. I'm sure y'all have seen the video of the guy who broke into, I think it was I don't think it was a nail salon or anything. It was some type of convenience. No, it was like a beauty salon or something.
I think I know the video.
He breaks into there, and at first he's just trying to rob the place. The owner like runs out with the other lady and locks the door, and he gets locked inside. All of a sudden, he just starts shooting at the window. And you could shoot cars that are going by. You could do that. It started as a robbery. It turned into possible homicide. Or possible, that would have been manslaughter. Possible manslaughter.
Those guys who was like, please just let me out. Please.
Yeah. And then he just starts shooting out in the thing. So any crime can turn violent if the person thinks they're going to get caught. So I would say that castle doctrine should definitely be, if someone breaks into your house or is in your house without permission, you have legal right. But
at the same time, they're like define permission, because I'm sure there's some sort of convoluted case out there where someone's like, hey, come in, pal, and say, I didn't invite them in, like. So I feel like it's worded that way for a reason, and to word it otherwise is to invite people, like I said, using the law maliciously.
Yeah, then you run into the situations where you give like those that you trust the key to your place, which to be honest, I don't trust anyone besides. With the key in my place besides my wife, so that's neither here or there. But if you like trust like I'm just gonna use this as a big example because there's some subreddit on Reddit. Your mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law. You can't kill your mother-in-law, Jacob.
What? I love my mother-in-law. Okay, she's great. But like, there were examples of like on that page, if they're fake posts or not, of like these people's like mother-in-laws like entering their homes at night without permission because they had like given them a copy of their key. Like, what are you doing here? Oh, I just wanted to see my grandchild. I didn't say you can come here. You need to leave right now.
Or the ones where people are like trying to prank their friend or something like that. And I think if I'm not mistaken, there was an instance where someone's like brother, they broke into their house to mess with them and ended up getting shot.
Yeah.
That's
There's a
just
reason
dumb.
why I
That's
want to
that's
get a
just
flashlight.
completely
Yeah,
dumb. Like,
that's the whole play stupid games, win stupid prizes deal.
yeah, that's a Darwin award right there. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Natural selection.
yeah, yeah. I
Turns out the
think
brother pranked him back.
the only problem I have, again, I mean, I keep saying the only problem I have. I have lots of problems.
The only problem I
But
have.
another issue with the whole it has to be a felony or something of that sort is it's your word against theirs
Yeah.
at that
Right.
point. Um,
I just came in to see if they had some sugar.
yeah, exactly.
I
Like
thought I heard. I had thought I heard cries of distress inside. Yeah,
I was doing a
Yeah.
wellness check. Yeah, and that's like someone I actually work with. I didn't believe it at first, and I could not bring up the case if I wanted to because he showed me it. But there was a case where someone actually broke into someone's house. They got shot in the leg, and now the person who shot the dude in the leg has to pay all of his medical bills and legal fees because he won in court.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. The guy like claimed he wasn't there to like rob the place or something. He didn't like break in. Like somehow convinced the jury that he was there for a good reason.
Great fucking
Yeah.
lawyer.
Yeah,
Great.
Tinkerbell says,
Yeah.
"Don't pull a prank on a gun owner."